it's like I've accepted it, but it's like if you don't win any silverware, or I'm gonna say any silverware at this point, which because I feel like this tactic is very efficient to just just not losing games, which means that should lead you to silverware. So if it doesn't, then there's gonna be a lot of anger, not just from myself. I think from majority of fans. I think a lot of
From
fans
everyone.
that I speak with say, yeah, look, okay, people are making fun of our set pieces and own goals and that, but like, so what? Look, go look at the table. Go look at this. Go look who got 3 points. So that's all well and good as long as it ends with what we all want, the promised land in silverware. So if it doesn't do that, there'll be a lot of angry fans, including myself. It's like you've built a team, Arteta. This is your full team. Spent a lot of money on this team. We've seen you play luxurious football and open football in the past and dominate teams, but now you've decided to change that tactic with the players that you've got and trusted, who are top players, and can go, in my opinion, to another level. They can go to a level that we can go and smash teams and outplay them, and sometimes just show your dominance. But you're choosing not to do that because you're coaching in the way you're coaching. So if that's the case, it has to work. So right now, I've accepted it. I don't enjoy watching it, even though I'm there every game. But again, like Arteta's argument would be like, we'll go look with we're joint top goal scorers in the league and stuff, and all these things. So, and all that is true.
From open play as well, up until a few weeks ago as well.
Second from open players, like Gyökeres, obviously this turn of the year has scored his joint top goal scorer, just one underneath the top goal scorer so far this season. So like all of that is key. All of that is facts. I can't argue that facts. I just don't enjoy watching us the way we play. So it's never a comfortable watch, but hey, winning a title, I'm sure. When I was very young, we obviously we did the Invincible League.
Same.
I mean, I wasn't young enough to even tap into the emotion I was feeling. I just know I was happy when my family and that was celebrating when we won the Invincible League.
We haven't won significant trophies since, because me and you the same age, since we've become grown adults. And Lord knows you've been through so much in life, you know. And
amen.
The one consistency has been there's a 20+ year drought. That's why for me, I don't really care. And I must admit, when it comes to the set pieces thing, yeah, I'm like you. Of course, I don't mind the set pieces because sometimes we've taken the lead a lot. It breaks game states.
Yeah,
and I'm all for playing sexy football, but also having that. But the more the media gets on our back and fans start crying, I'll be honest, Cecil, the more I want us to do it, if I'm completely honest with you, because I don't feel people are mad. I don't think people hate corners. I don't think they're mad about set pieces. It's just the fact that it's us, innit? We went from being the bully to the bullies at it.
It's just us. Yeah, like you said there. I mean, I would love to win the title on a set piece goal at the end of the season.
Hopefully, League Cup final.
Just to shut man up. Like, you're right. I think it's just because it's us. Like, again, when Liverpool do it, they say they're kings. BBC is saying, oh, they're kings of set pieces. When other teams,
the language around our club and others is jarring, bro.
Exactly. When Man United do it, they lord them up. When Brentford are doing the long throws in and that, and it's like, oh, look how good Coda's throw is and all this, and this is a weapon and but when it's Arsenal, it's like, oh, set piece again, and they're ruining football. And so it's just we just got. My thing is, at first I used to nibble and bite all these things, but now I'm locked in. I said 9 games. I said let them run their narratives. Don't pay no attention. Arsenal fans need to come together and just say, look, we're just stick in, back the team. Obviously, not all fans are going to do that. I'm aware of that, but like that's where I'm at. I'm just like, let's just lock in, back them, and go all the way. Forget the set piece.
Go all the way, man. And like again, it's a weird one because obviously I'm a Wenger baby. I want pretty football. I want actually the Invincibles. I know they're not there anymore, but they were physical, they were strong, they were all of these kind of things, and they played some very good football. I think even since he's retired, the language around Patrick Vieira, they forget his technical ability. So it is what it is. But if we go and win, it's great. Like if you can find a weapon that can't be stopped, great. We played attacking football, entertaining football, and it was entertaining to everyone but us. We've been there where we've dominated possessions. To a degree, it still happens, but dominating possession, having bare chances. But the only statistic that matters is, have you won on the day? And we didn't do that. So if we've been able to skip ahead and see where the game's going and bring some physical man and look to take advantage of dead balls and set pieces, which is going on in the whole game. Because for me, people say, it's not just Arsenal, because people said Pep were in football. If you're in League One and you got a goalie, no one told you to play out from the back. You lot are following. There's 19 other teams in it. But this is what I mean about people don't just check what they're saying. But unfortunately, when you have people that don't like us, that are not going to give us a fair trial anyways, there's going to be vested agendas. So I'm with you in that outside noise don't matter. Like if we go and get trophies over the line, who cares, innit? I want to ask you as well, because again, I haven't spoken to you, innit? Like the League Cup final, how are you at around that? How are you at around it? Because we're playing City, and then obviously you got City in the league, a couple of weeks after, and we're fighting together for a trophy.
I'll do both. Let me dial back because that's
Go on.
quite interesting that you said about Pep.
Do
I
your
remember
thing, man.
everyone's saying Pep ruined football. That's true. That was such a big narrative. And not everyone should play out from the back, and the way they play, I'm seeing under 14s do it in like Sunday league, and like it's interesting. And then I remember like obviously
Jarring.
Route One football and direct football back in the day. People say that's not good football. Then like, but people always say, "Oh, I loved football back in the day." No, it's completely changed. The game's not
Make
the
up your
same.
mind.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So when it's going back to the way that it used to be, they're now saying that's not what you want to see. But then like you're moaning about, so
You don't know what you want. Like,
yeah. I like that. I like that. I'm actually going to use that. It's quite interesting.
No, use it, man, because the people don't stop and think.
They don't. They complain about it. I mean, that's I mean, that's the world we live in. Everyone complains about. They got to complain about something. But so for me, the Carabao Cup final, I think it's the catalyst. Again, I think it's split down the middle. Everyone knows. I speak to so many fans, and half will say, it's a one-off game. It doesn't affect the league. Majority, well, the other half would say, which I agree with, if you lose that game, I don't think you win the league. I think mentally it's just not a. I go from the mental state. Now, obviously, I'm not a Premier League player. I never have been, but I'm just like, I've been in big games. I've played huge cup finals. I played all that, and like, I haven't played at Wembley, but if I was going up on the balcony and like I keep saying this reference of like lifting the trophy and looking down at Mikel Arteta and the Arsenal boys with their second medals on the pitch while I'm celebrating, I would walk back into that change room with the trophy of Man City and say, boys, they're there for the taking. Like we know what this is. We've beaten them here.
Their wounds if they lose that, God forbid, as well.
Exactly. And mentality wise, I just think I don't know if Arsenal. I think they've improved, but I don't think they could look up at that balcony and think, we've got to now change our tactic to when we play them away because we have to get a win. Like we can't beat us twice. Like you don't feel like deserving. Listen, it's obviously, of course, if you win with losing twice, you're a champion regardless. But you don't feel like a champion if you've lost them in a cup final and then you got to play them again later. And then they're gonna have the momentum. They'll have the energy. They'll say, look, just do what we kind of did there in the cup final. I think that is more of a. I think that's more of a mental positive side for Man City if they win it. Listen, I think Arsenal do go on and win it. Win both, in my opinion, but it's not going to be easy. It's not a guarantee, but yeah, I think it really does affect the run into the league, in my opinion. Now, again, I could be wrong, but I think if human wise and mentality wise, I think it's a big factor. But yeah, you might be different. Some people are different. Some people say you can ignore the two. They're not the same. They are not the same. But I think they do play into each other. So yeah, big though. I'm glad. Listen, big up everyone. I know everyone's trying to sort tickets as well because it is so hard to get tickets. I literally only just
ridiculous
mine recently. Like it's so difficult to get them. They've obviously changed. They've also changed allocations from what we used to. It used to be like a waypoint and stuff. Now it's like this your home and season tickets and stuff, and they're you have to apply for them, and sometimes you miss out. Like it's very weird what they're doing. It's been tough, but I'm glad I'm going to be there, and it's going to be massive. But yeah, I just hope not for heartbreak and hope for Arsenal success and glory. You know,
this is what we want. This is what we want, man. We want to be in all of these competitions, and going back to what you said, I do think it's a big psychological test. My hot take is though, I genuinely do think, and I don't know why I feel this. I feel like whoever wins that League Cup final, I think you lose. I think you win that League Cup final, and I think you lose in the Premier League just because the other team's gonna, have their backs up against it and want to do this. Now, granted, I hope Arsenal win the league title, and I hope we win at the Etihad. It's been so long. Obviously, if we was to win the Premier, it'd be great. But I would feel some sort of way if we haven't won at Anfield or win at the Etihad and we do win the Premier League. But that's just me sitting there and nitpicking. And I mean, we spoke about this before. Of course, nobody dreams of potentially winning the League Cup, but when you look at the amount of active footballers that participate in leagues season in, season out, and trophies are not given, as you know yourself, for a professional footballer. And where we're at, I think we need to whet our appetite for silverware. I think everything's been geared towards winning, but actually winning. So if you can win a League Cup, nice day out at Wembley in front of people like yourself, it gasses you and makes you think, raw, what can we do in the FA Cup final? What can we do in the chat if we get to the champs? What can we do finally getting the Premier League title over the line? This is the realm we wanted to be in, isn't it? So it kind of is what it is. On the psychological note, though, yeah. Well, I'll part that question off for later. I got to ask you about the Champions League as well. Go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I spoke with someone at the club.
Exclusives.
Who was working within the club. They're doing obviously you've seen a lot of the media team doing some mad things. Declan Rice and Thierry, Saka's in the studio, which I think is a bit mad, but there's Saka's in the studio. There's also a huge documentary coming out on Saka soon. Can't say too much more than that, but
Mazza, we need that.
Yeah, but the people that were filming that and in the club at the time, so I'm quite close with some of them. So they were saying that the mindset is they're going for all four. They're not looking, yeah, which as you should, but no, but as in they're taking all four. That's their goal. It's not. Oh, okay. It is what it is on Carabao. They want to make history. They want to go
in a flipping final.
Which to me, obviously as a fan, you want to hear, but then also I also look at Liverpool and say they were going for all four, ended up with two, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. So can you do it on all four fronts? I think it's one of the most, obviously it's never been done, so it's the most difficult thing to achieve. But from what that guy told me, it does sound very positive in the fact that they're very locked in on we can create history here, but everyone's gonna have to be focused, really, really focused. So yeah, and obviously many people would know that, but I'm just like the way he explained it to me is like, nah, bro, they're trying to complete all four. I said, rah, okay, that's good, it's good. So fingers crossed.
This is what the realm we want it to be in.
But yeah, I think that takes a lot of mental strength. It really does, a mental fortitude. So I don't know. It was nice. It was nice. Yeah, it was nice to hear that. I mean, I don't want to get too carried away. Of course, no one's saying quad right now, but get that first one over the line, then we can just start seeing what Arteta's got planned for the back end of the season. Because I believe he has a few plans to if he gets Carabao Cup over the line. I think there's going to be a bit of changes and whatnot to get the rest or some of them or the Premier League.
Expand on that.
I don't know. I don't know this, but this I don't know. The other stuff about the corner that is.
That's why I'm asking you, because it sounds like you've got some interesting thoughts.
No,
man.
it's just. I just think I don't think you can continue the way we're playing at time. I don't think continue the way we're playing and complete those four. If you're that serious, from what he said and from other people, I think he does want to make history. I think and of course we should, but I think he is focused in on that. I think he is focused in on that. So I just feel like he has to have a bit of a change in the back end of the season. You can't do what you've done, because all the Champions League teams will have a full backlog of what you've been doing throughout the season. Even though I think we're completely different in Champions League to what we are in the league. I think that's to be a small change in the back end of the Premier League games. And do you know why I think that as well? Saka going into the midfield, right? That was a slight hint of. He's trying something.
Fullbacks playing like normal fullbacks now as well.
Exactly. I'm seeing small differences. The Havertz returning and Martin Odegaard. Listen, they're saying he's injured.
Careful with that name.
There was a bit of a bust up apparently. I don't know the ins and outs of that, but I'm like, maybe there's truth to that. But then maybe at the back end of the season, Martin Odegaard could be a secret weapon to something. I don't know. Saka going in that midfield might be a secret weapon to something. I don't know. Mars Lewis-Skelly was supposed to play a midfield in one game.
Yeah, and then the injury.
Listen, all these things could be worked on in the back end in training games behind closed doors. I have no ITK. I am not in the know. But I just feel like if you're going for greatness and glory in that sense, I think you have to have some sort of difference in the back end of the season. So I think Arteta's it's a bit more up his sleeve, if I'm being honest. But we'll find out. I might be completely waffling, completely wrong, but I just don't see you creating history and doing that without having a bit of something, a card up your sleeve,
in your pack.
Yeah. I think you have to, because in the League Cup, in the FA Cup, all these teams will know how we play and know how to frustrate Arsenal. You got to have a plan B or plan C. So that's my opinion.
It's weird you saying that, Cecil, because I was listening attentively throughout everything we've been saying, and everything you're saying, I just feel my conscience saying psychological. Like the tactics and all of that is great, but I genuinely think we're at that point of the season now, where the players have to govern themselves. The manager obviously, has to do the tactical thing, but it's all a psychological battle. Like, he has to arrest himself. I always say, if we want to get into a realm we've never been, which is going from second and some good nights out in the champs and winning against the top six to obviously winning and making history, then he and these players have to be something they haven't been in previous seasons. So that might be him arresting his tactics. That's why I agree with when you mentioned Saka in midfield. Kai's obviously gone there, just throwing some different kind of spanners in the works. And you mentioned Martin Odegaard. I don't think he's had a positive season in it, but if there's been Yeah, but if there's been any kind of positivity, it's probably been his cameos off the bench. You know, Newcastle away comes to mind. Leeds, fair enough, it's Leeds. Leeds away comes to mind. The North London derby. So that might just have to be your role and how we kind of play. And then obviously you look at the amount of games we've got. You know, I think the cup final, we've got the Champions League and City do as well. So it's like, does he go strong in the Prem and have one eye on the final? We're at that point of the season. And that's genuinely how I feel in the champs. Like I don't have us as our favorites, but I do think everything is just a psychological test. And you know what? I'd love to sit here and say we're going to win the quadruple. It'd be lovely to see that happen. I don't quite think we're going to do it, but
yeah, I don't think we'll either.
But you've got a chance in it. Yeah. Like us and City, the only team still in everything. So have that ambition. You're in a final of the League Cup, get that over the line. The Premier League, get that over the line. In fact, even on the Premier League, yeah, and it's a weird one because we're first, City are second. We know we keep the points gap and we've got a game in hand, but who do you think is the front runners? Not necessarily who's going to win it, but who do you think is the front runners at the moment? Do you think it's us being top or do you think it's City?
No, I think it's Arsenal. I don't think there's much in it. I just feel because the reason why I say that is I've watched City and City, they don't look great either. But I'm not saying I'm not saying, like I said, there's not much in it. I don't think we're flying and running away with it.
Poor City side in a minute, give or take, with last season, but
yeah, like that Leeds game was mental. Like they were pressed. They were pressed, bro. They were really pressed. I think Leeds will be a bit annoyed.
Chances.
Yeah, like obviously we went there and football's not like this. Like just because they got this result, we got this. Like, but we went to Leeds and we won 4-0. They went there, they won 1-0. And it was just like it was a tight game. I just feel like City, people keep talking about Semenyo and Gay, but I just like, okay, cool. They've made them additions, which I think have massively helped them. They've kept them at those two actually have kept them in the start race, but
boosted them at both ends.
But they're not like blowing me away that I'm like, oh no, when we go to their place, it's gonna be impossible. I think they're still there for the taking. I really do. That's why I also think the Carabao Cup final is such a big thing because I don't know. I think they flattered to deceive a little bit. City. They've
100%.
Yeah, they've got quality though. I'm not gonna listen. I'm definitely not taking away from how good they are as individually, but I just think we edge it a little bit. I think
we shouldn't look at the historical City sides and granted, like you said, take nothing away from them, but they're mortal. Like they can be got at. Same as us, we can be got at as well.
Same. People are doing that. People are looking at like the 2 seasons ago City. Like last season, they weren't great either. They weren't. They were in a kind of a rebuild. Now they're starting to find a little bit of form. But even when you watch them, they're still frail. His defense still isn't secure. You can still get them. They give you chances. Yeah, I still think that midfield is
2 very even sides.
I think the midfield. I think compared to our midfield, you got Rice as a Mendy in there and Eze. I think, or even Odegaard, whoever, or Havertz, whoever. I think you can work that midfield of City. So I think we edge it. I do think we edge it just a little bit, but yeah, it's not masses of difference. But because we got the 5-point gap, that does really really help. So yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm happy. I think we're still in the drive. We are obviously still in the driving seat, but I feel that as well. It's not. There's a lot of fans that say it's not sustainable and they're gonna catch us and sit in and they're panicking. But I'm not nervous.
Time left foot in front of the right.
Exactly. Like that's the shit. It's like play the game tonight, see their result tonight. They got Forest, we got Brighton. See what happens. If when it's like 2 points, there's more in their hands. Whatever, then you can start being a bit more concerned. But right now, it's in both our hands. We win all our games, we win the league. They win all their games, they win the league. But for now, I'm more confident in my side.
Do you think we have to go unbeaten until we go to the Etihad, or do you see Arsenal and City both dropping points?
Great question. Hey, Delude, you're good at your job, you know. I can't lie. You know there was obviously man takes pride in asking questions and present a life. But no, you're good at your job. That's a good question. Do we need to go unbeaten until we play them?
Because these are the questions I ask myself, bro. And I'm like, on one hand, I feel we need to. Like, obviously, that would make me feel a bit better if we was to win every game going into the Etihad. Yeah. But there's a reality where we lose at the Etihad, you win the league. You win at the Etihad, you don't win the league. It's one of them kind of things. And then, honest to God, I do think both teams are going to drop points. And I do think that's what I believe. So that I had to ask someone else.
So do I. Like you do the same as me. Like, yeah, the questions I want to ask, and I ask myself, I ask other people.
It's more therapy, if anything.
That is, yeah, because obviously, yeah, exactly. That's what I see a lot of the space is therapy when you speak to fans. But for me, so I've got the games here, obviously Brighton tonight, Everton in the league at home, which I think will win that. Bournemouth at home, that can be a tough game. Then it's City. So people that are listening, it's literally It's 3 games really until we play City. I don't. Oh, this is tough because I don't want to say it depends what City do. I don't want to say that's the last thing I want to say. Because that's annoying. Like if they like we should, if they drop points, we should take advantage of that.
Just focus on our job, innit?
For me, like, and there's no right answer to this. I just think looking at those fixtures, you don't lose. I'm not saying you have to win them all, but you can't lose. I actually think that will be Arsenal's expectation. They're going to want to win every game, as they should. But I just think you just don't lose. And I think picking up draws, and I think we're very good at doing that. I really believe that Arsenal sometimes we go out and play games not to lose instead of going for the win, which at times has been frustrating. Lee Judges goes mad at it all the time.
Big up Lee, man. Some of his crap that's killing me, man.
Yeah, the Wolves one is actually look at Wolves. So if you look at Wolves, that game, like that was more like
he was spitting, man.
Yeah, let's not lose that game. Let's not lose that game. And Chelsea 10 men that time, not this recent one, the one before at their place. Don't lose this game.
Villa, Sunderland come to mind. Brentford come to mind.
Brentford, yeah. So like those. So I feel like Arsenal, yeah, they have a capability of not losing all those games. Everton, I think they can win. I think they can win that. Cool. Bournemouth can be really tricky at times. But don't lose it. And then what was one that I missed? And then Brighton tonight. It's a big game tonight. Amex, it's going to be a big game, but we'll get to that, I'm sure, at some point. But yeah, that's it. Brighton, Bournemouth, and what did I say? Brighton, Bournemouth, and Everton. Yeah, don't lose. Don't lose the next 3. That's fine.
It's techie, man. And like, how much of a... Because as much as, we do say, and the players obviously say it, block out the noise, left foot in front of the right, focus on yourself. I don't necessarily think City are everything they're looking at Arsenal, what happened with Arsenal or vice versa, but you don't live in a bubble, innit? Like when you're, at some point at halftime, somebody might tell you, whether it's someone that works for Arsenal or a fan, they might be like, oh, City are winning 2-0. Do you think there's a psychological kind of, how big do you think that psychological of like playing before or after City or at the same time plays a part? Because if I throw in that, people have had a lot to say about the nervy tension from Arsenal fans, about the players. Personally, I think on one hand, the kind of fragilities and the defensive kind of stuff at times, that's been a pattern. But then you could say, players that very rarely make mistakes, like against Wolves away, that could be down to nerves and that. So how do you feel about that stuff?
So I always try and draw on when I was playing. And this one I can't really, because I've won leagues, but I've never obviously it's not Premier League, it's not documented everywhere, so it's not like now it's just like, oh, we won, let's just check when we play our match, we won, let's check their results. Oh, they've dropped points even better, but that's a lower league. This is not Prem, so I try and draw on that, and it's really tough because I know they watch everything, so I know they watch content.
100%.
A lot of them, I know they watch games as well. I know they are. When they're at home, if they are City are playing, they are keeping an eye on the score. I don't care what anyone says. I know there's truth to that. I just think, I just looked at City's up and coming games as well. The next 3, just quickly. Sorry, just to
no, do your thing, man. This is why you're here. We want to hear your thoughts.
Obviously they got Forest. Then they got West Ham, which they should win. They should beat West Ham. Forest is
relegation for team.
Forest, you don't know, they might cause a problem, but I said they're probably going to win
at that point of the season as well.
Yeah, West Ham, I think they'll win that. But then they've got Palace, which is potentially postponed at home, which could be tough. It's always tough for them. And then Chelsea away. So I think they got a harder up and coming games than what we have before we play them. Just wanted to bring it up, but I just think mentality wise, the reason why I battle with it is because I watched them play. For instance, the last game, who do we play? Our last league game was. Our last league game was, Cecil, let's use your brain here. Who do we play in the league last? Why am I going mad? We just played Chelsea, yeah? And
2 big London derby wins in recent weeks.
But the misplaced passes in a lot of the first half and some of the bad touches and stuff, that screams out nervous energy. Like not wanting to push the ball forward in times where I'm like...
Timber telling fans, calm down.
Yeah, you saw that? It's right. Yeah. Timber saying and that was when I was like, okay, you've just done a bit of play and then a good bit of play, and now you're telling them to calm down. You're right, because it feels like we're just we're desperate or we're stressing. So that for me straight away aligns with pressure. But I'm like, we shouldn't really, no, obviously, well, there's always pressure at Arsenal, but they shouldn't be capitulating and having passes off the pitch and bad touches and stuff. I think we have too much quality in the team to be doing that. So I don't really know if the pressure's getting to them. I haven't really got the answers. I feel like sometimes I'm like, nah, they're professionals. They're like, just get the job done. Carry on. Like, you guys are good. Like, you've got this. Like, you're in the lead. They should be worrying about us. We shouldn't feel the pressure. We are the best team. Like, you've obliterated teams in Europe. Like, you're in pole position for all these cups. You should be filled with confidence. But then I watch us play sometimes and I think, is it being coached that you're too scared to make that forward pass? Or are you actually just worried that if I make this pass and he intercepts it in this midfield position and they break on us, that's the season done?
I think it's both, man, because as we said, we've kind of seen this all season. And obviously with this climate, now it's the pressure claims look valid. But if I've seen it all season, it's not really relevant. But then at the same time, there is an element of kind of pressure now. It's crunch time. It's do or die. It's as cliche as it is, 9 cup finals. And I just feel in football, there's cliches in it. Whether you're playing in Sunday League or all the way in the Prem, football's a 90-minute game. I don't feel we've always atoned to that. 1-0 is a dangerous scoreline. 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline. You need to kill the opposition. You know, you're most vulnerable to concede when you've just scored. These are kind of things that we need to build and ingrain. And then there's a bit of a weird one because I only asked you because I read Ian Wright saying something like that. And I feel it's weird for me because somebody asked me on YouTube, yeah, do I feel more comfortable in this current state, Arsenal away from home or at home? And honestly, I don't know. Because on one hand, I feel we overstate the nerves and whatnot. Personally, side note, I feel this is why we need to get that first Premier League like itch off our back, because if we're in this scenario next season, there might be nerves, but we can kind of calm down. I do think there's that anxiety of 20 plus years under Arteta, 4 years or whatever. But like, to go back to that, I don't know if I prefer playing at home or away, because at home, I do think we shoot ourselves in the foot. And granted, we drop points away from home. But then on one hand, I think we're a bit more professional away from home. But then of recent, the kind of negatives have come to light away from home. I don't know. Tactically, teams, you know, when we go and visit teams away from home, like, because they're playing at home, they want to be on the front foot. Like, I don't know, man. Is it like, do you prefer seeing us play at home or away this season, or with the 9 games we got to go?
I have no idea.
This is why I asked. I have no idea either, bro.
There's not really a right answer to this, because like our away form, someone said that we have the joint best away form this season. I'm like, no,
which is mad.
That's what they said. But I've been at them away games recently. I haven't been great.
Exactly.
They've been like the Forest, the Wolves, and like Forest one. I was rattled. My head was on the moon. I was so angry. I had to conduct interviews, and I was just like, I had to calm down. So I was like, what
Wolves
we doing?
As well, could shot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, exactly. So like, and at home, I just don't think we play great, and maybe that's the nerves amongst the fans. I know Arteta's so big on like the energy and all that. Listen, the players.
Maybe away fans have to gas the thing a bit more because they're outnumbered at home. We're waiting and seeing. I don't know.
Well, even that, like recently, I love the away fans, but like when was it Spurs? Like, we weren't in full song until obviously we started winning, which I think that plays into the players. Like we're waiting for them to really give us that confidence. But we haven't been like that in the past. Normally we're just like loud throughout, but like. I don't know. I think I heard Dennis Bergkamp obviously done a whole media run, press run of his new jacket,
big him up
every time. But I did hear him say like this is the crunch time. Like, this is where you're shown to be an elite player, or like the mentality. This is where it gets like, forget all the beginning. This is where it gets tough. And even me as a fan, like we've watched Arsenal over the past couple of years, 3 times. Like the first half of the season is joy. Like we're just like we're sick and. This is light, and then
business time.
It gets to this time, and everything kind of falls apart. So, like mentally, on me as a fan, I'm like, I don't like this period, but like we just have to lock in. And I don't know. I think the home and away form can be questionable, because like even that, like I keep saying to people, like we've only lost 1 game at home, like Man United, but then I watch our games at home, and I'm like. Like sometimes it's just dread. Like
Wolves at home should have been a warning sign for these boys for Wolves away, if not nothing else, really.
Yeah. People saw me there, like I didn't even celebrate that goal, like when we scored at Wolves home, because I was just like, this is not good enough. Like this is not good enough. It's the first time I was like, this is really nah, man. We follow big Master Lee.
He's a mod here, man. He's an idiot, man.
Big him up, man. We're just everyone's just obviously everyone has their opinion, but for me, I just think at home. First halves at home, we're not great. We just take.
This is what I mean about patterns. It's an indifferent first half. I feel we do this weird thing, Cecil, where like we like if we play on a Saturday, all week we've been training. We know what the opposition wants to do. Everybody's down to it. We start the game. We're dominating possession. The fans are roaring. Like, and it's not that we get into a false sense of confidence, but it's like I keep seeing this theme of we'll be on like Man United. We started well the first half an hour, and then we kind of. I don't know, like just take our foot off the gas. The first half's a bit indifferent. Now, granted, we look good in the second half, but then a lot of the games in the second half at home, it's like if you split the second half into two halves, it's like there's an indifferent second half, and then we're great in the second half of the second half. It's like I'm still chasing not perfection, but because it's an illusion, but I'm chasing real quality on a consistent basis in the Premier League over 90 minutes. Now, granted, we've put Leeds in a spliff, we've dealt with Burnley, you know, the Aston Villa at home, Brighton at home. I was cool. For me, I still go back to Newcastle. If I'm honest, Newcastle away, I think any spanners that were thrown in the works, we dealt with it.
That was a good game.
His tactics and exactly tactics and in-game management spot on. Everybody did their thing in it, and I think if you were to press me, pause and ask, that. Like, could I put a list together of those kind of things in the Prem? I couldn't. Champions League, every game up until now, innit? So that's what I mean. Like, is it a pattern or it's just a big mind games? I don't know, Cecil, man.
Is it a...
Big up Creed of the South, Arsenal's B2K, but go ahead, man.
So, yeah, I just think, I don't know. I think the first half's at home always bad. Recently, like, that's why... And that's why I did that whole Chelsea breakdown of how the game's going to go, because I kind of seen this pattern with Arsenal. So there's definitely a pattern there. Obviously, it's not intentional. Arteta's not telling them to just play. But I mean, well, he might be saying, let's just stay in it, just see what they're about, keep the ball, keep possession in the first half.
Even keeps criticizing them about dropping. So as much as I want to criticize Arteta at times, the players, you're out there and you're meant to govern. And it goes back to what you said about Dennis Bergkamp, Carl. I've seen Dennis, I've seen Patrick, I've seen Henry, and they're right. But they all keep saying something like, Premier Leagues are not given, like, not that they want it to be given, like, you go and claim it, we're gonna go win that. And I think my boys are doing that, but I need it more. It's techie, man.
It is. I think, like, yeah, because you want more from them. Like the whole Declan Rice walking off the pitch at times when he's angry, when we drop points, we don't win games. Like, you want, like, but we're like, where's that fight in the, like, where's that in the pitch and stuff? But I don't know. I feel like
against Wolves.
Yeah, like, I feel like, because and they're getting chances. Someone had a comment earlier saying about, like, the defense has bailed us out. So
much. Times bailed us out to slightly against Chelsea, even scoring goals.
Bro, of course, bro. The defense were massive.
But we've been knowing that
for the last 2 years. All the defenders scored all the goals.